12. The Nightbeat starts right now.
San Antonio serving as a stop towards sanctuary for basketball star Brittney Griner. Hours after she was released from a prison in Russia, her flight on the way here tonight, although she didn't appear to know that.
Do you know where I'm heading to?
No.
No?
No.
Griner just happy she's going home.
What's your mood?
Happy.
The commissioner of the WNBA also reacting.
I'm not a hugely emotional person, but I got very choked up.
Emotions running high after Griner was swapped for a Russian convicted arms dealer. And questions also surround the American who remains in Russia tonight. We're hearing from Paul Whelan, as well as his sister.
There should be no American standing against getting home a wrongfully detained American who's being held overseas.
We'll hear from U.S. Marine Paul Whelan in a moment, and the reason the White House says they made today's decision. But right now, the WNBA star is on her way here for a medical evaluation.
We know that Griner spent nearly 10 months in a Russian prison. She was arrested on drug charges at a Russian airport. Griner testified that she inadvertently packed cannabis oil that was found in her luggage. The White House saying she was wrongfully detained. Tonight, though, the focus is on her health.
So why fly her to San Antonio instead of her home in Houston? Well, the night team's Alyssa Coles have been trying to find out that answer and the medical checkup that's expected for Griner. We're going to learn more about that as well. Alyssa, you're also keeping an eye out for her flight. Any word on when she'll land tonight?
Absolutely, yes. Well, no word yet on when she's planning to land tonight. We've been out here for a while and we haven't seen any planes land so far. But Brittney is expected, of course, to land here at Kelly Field sometime tonight or early tomorrow. From there, we're told she'll be taken to the Brooke Army Medical Center. And one doctor I spoke to today says BAMC was likely chosen for its staff and resources. The focus will likely be taking a trauma-informed approach to her care. Brittney Griner's return to life in the U.S. will start right here in San Antonio with a routine evaluation.
We don't know what might have happened to her while she was in custody.
Emergency medicine Dr. Ralph Riviello at UT Health San Antonio anticipates military physicians might perform an immediate acute medical response.
X-rays, labs, history taking, etc. An assessment of her general overall mental health and physical health and well-being.
Then afterwards, doctors could carry out a more comprehensive mental health evaluation. Mary Beth Fisk, CEO and executive director of the Ecumenical Center, says it wouldn't be out of the ordinary for Griner to possibly feel symptoms of mental trauma or changes in physical and emotional reactions.
Being easily startled or frightened, also being on guard, in fear of danger.
The main challenge medical experts predict Griner could face is simply reacclimating to her new everyday life.
Therapy may not just be the only thing that she needs. She'll need her family and her friends with a healthy support system.
Yes, Griner's family released a statement tonight thanking those who worked to bring Brittney home, including the Biden administration. It also mentions their prayers for Paul Whelan, the former U.S. Marine still detained in Russia. You can read the full statement right now on our website at KSAT.com. Alyssa Cole, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Alyssa. And we're going to continue, of course, to watch for any updates on Griner's flight here to San Antonio. In the meantime, we're also learning about the other part of this prisoner swap. In order to get Griner home, the U.S. traded a man known as the Merchant of Death. His real name is Victor Bout. Video shows him boarding a private plane after the trade in Abu Dhabi. Media in Russia say Bout then got his blood pressure checked before calling his family on the phone. Bout was convicted in 2011 on terrorism charges. Prosecutors said he was ready to sell an array of weapons, including missiles to shoot down U.S. helicopters. He was held in a medium security facility in Marion, Illinois, and wasn't scheduled to be released until 2029. Another American remains imprisoned in Russia as we speak. U.S. Marine Paul Whelan, now approaching 4 years in Russian custody. He spoke with CNN by phone saying he's happy Griner is going home, but wants to know when he'll be able to return to his family.
This is a precarious situation that needs to be resolved quickly. My bags are packed. I'm ready to go home. I just need an airplane to come and get me.
I just need an airplane to come to get me. The State Department declared Whelan is a wrongfully detained person in Russia. The White House says during negotiations, the choice became to bring Griner home or no one at all. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken promises the U.S. will not give up on trying to bring Paul Whelan home.
Of course, this is a story that we're also following on KSAT.com. You can catch up on the entire backstory and watch the video of Griner on the plane as she heads home. And our coverage continues coming up in sports. Before tonight's Spurs game, Coach Greg Popovich shared his reaction to the prisoner swap, and that's coming up in less than 15 minutes.
In other news tonight, a MacArthur High School teacher accused of sexually assaulting a student now facing charges. 49-year-old J. Casey Stewart, you see video of her there, was arrested and taken to the Bexar County Jail earlier tonight. San Antonio police say Stewart left written messages for the 16-year-old victim on Tuesday, including her phone number. Investigators say she took the teenager to a motel near her home and sexually assaulted him there. The teenager reported the incident yesterday, but Stewart denied having any sexual contact with the student. Stewart faces charges of sexual assault with a child and improper relationship between an educator and a student.
The mother of a murdered woman is hoping that money is going to refresh memories and loosen up tongues in the search for a suspect. She's been silent for 4 months, waiting for San Antonio police to help bring justice. Today, a $5,000 reward is being offered for information on the murder of Alexandria Reyes. The Night Team's Patty Santos tells us what's held back the family from talking.
These are all her baby pictures. Oh my gosh, she's so cute.
4 months, Lisa Reyes has quietly mourned the murder of her oldest child, Alexandria Reyes, putting her faith into the justice system and San Antonio police.
And you know, follow what their policies and their guidelines are. So all these months, it's been really hard for me and her father to not say anything, to have to keep it low profile because they didn't want us to mess up any leads.
Leads about who killed the 28-year-old. Her petite body was found stuffed in a bag near a ditch on Broadview, just west of Bandera Road on August 31st.
A woman who didn't want to go on camera tells me she saw the duffel bag. It was right here. It was after a rainy day, so she thinks rainwater pushed it through that ditch.
The family's push for more to be done was answered Thursday when Crime Stoppers announced a $5,000 reward for information on Alexandria's death. Reyes says her daughter would hang out in that part of town, sometimes with transients. But she's begging for help so her murder doesn't become a cold case.
Regardless of what my daughter's lifestyle was or who she hung around with or what she did in her personal time, because she was adult, she was still, you know, a person. She was still someone's child. She was my child.
The medical examiner has not yet specified how Alexandria was killed, but her family is now finally able to move forward with making funeral arrangements this month.
But the family has not just been sitting back waiting on police. The victim's father returned to the area where the body was found and knocked on doors trying to generate his own leads. The number to call is 210-224-7867. Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
A new bill expected to make changes here in Military City, USA and beyond. The House passed a measure that would get rid of the COVID-19 vaccine mandate for military members. The bill would also provide funding for national defense. Now the legislation will head to the Senate, where it's expected to pass before heading to the president's desk. More than 8,000 active duty service members were discharged when they refused the vaccine. Doctors say that vaccine helped save lives.
Now for a look at some of today's big headlines in your Nightbeat News Flash. One final conviction, bringing a double murder case to close after stretching on for years. Today, it only took 4.5 hours to find Richard Montes guilty of murdering a teen and an elderly man in 2018. Prosecutors say that Montes and 2 other suspects shot and killed 69-year-old Benito Gallegos near the Casiano homes. Another bullet ended up inside a nearby apartment, killing 14-year-old Angel Guevara. Today, the teen's mother confronted Montes.
You ruined my life, my kid's life. You ruined my son's life. And you took everything from me, everything.
Montes is now expected to serve life in prison. The 2 other suspects were his cousins. They took plea deals in the case and will serve a little more than 20 years in prison. A bill meant to help protect same-sex marriages is heading to President Joe Biden's desk. Today, the House gave its final approval. The law requires all states to recognize same-sex marriages. The measure would also protect interracial unions. Concerns arose after the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade and allowed states to ban abortions. New life could be coming to a closed-down golf course on the city's southeast side. The plan is to turn the area into an arboretum filled with different types and species of plants. Strategists say the arboretum could draw in visitors, host events, even teach students about nature. This would be in the Brooks community, just off of Southeast Military Drive near South W.W. White Road. And organizers are hoping to wrap up negotiations for this project by next summer. And that's a look at your Nightbeat News Flash.
Still ahead, a local convenience store in hot water with the health department for not having hot water. The inspector pulling their license and closing down the kitchen.
And I explained to them, like, the plumber is coming.
Tim Gerber takes us behind the kitchen door to see the changes the business has made and what landed 2 locations of a popular coffee shop back on BKD for a second time.
This SA Salutes holiday greeting is brought to you by Gomez Law Firm.
Hi, I'm Matt Powell, and on behalf of Jose Rios, Tony Garzavale, and everybody here at the Gomez Law Firm, we'd like to wish all of our military and veterans a happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Health inspectors force a convenience store to temporarily shut down and 2 Jim's restaurants cited for being dirty and employees not using gloves.
All 3 businesses have made repeat appearances on Behind the Kitchen Door. One establishment showing the night team's Tim Gerber the corrections they've already made.
Hi, I'm Tim with KSAT 12 News. I do the Behind the Kitchen Door.
I stopped by the 410 corner store in the 2300 block of Northeast Loop 410 to ask about a recent inspection that forced them to temporarily shut down. The same business featured on BKD just 5 months ago when they had an 80. A new inspection in October resulted in a 71. Eggs were being stored in a bucket at room temp. Tomatoes inside a fridge had mold on them. And there was even more mold inside the ice machine. Their biggest violation? No hot water.
Heating element is not working on that day.
Health inspectors immediately shut down the kitchen until repairs were made a few days later.
They check everything is good. Then they say, okay, you can open the kitchen now.
They now have their sights set on higher scores.
Should be 95 or 95, 96. We can do it.
This Jim's in the 8200 block of Marbach was just featured on BKD in October when they got an 82. An inspection in November resulted in a 76. They had to throw out chorizo found under a grill temping at 100 degrees. All of the food in a cooler next to the grill was also tossed because it was too warm. The cooks weren't wearing gloves and no one washed their hands during the inspection. Employees also seen pushing around dirty food water on the floor due to a clogged drain. Daily inspections were ordered until all issues were resolved. This Jim's at Culebra and Loop 1604 is back with an 80, a slight improvement from the 76 they had when we featured them back in June. They had numerous hand washing violations this time around, including a worker touching raw chicken, then returning to cook other foods without washing their hands or changing gloves. Another worker was eating while washing dishes. The whole place needed a serious cleaning, the inspector noting they need to intensify cleaning efforts, including removing mold from the walls and food buildup in soils on the floors, walls, and ceiling. That's what's happening behind the kitchen door. Tim Gerber, KSAT 12 News.
All right, turning now to the holidays, local law enforcement traded in their uniforms for Santa hats to help some families in need tonight. It's part of the Blue Santa toy distribution put on by Blue Cares. More than 80 families were able to go to the Salvation Army to take pictures with Santa and take home some toys.
Oh, good stuff.
There's a lot of need, and we are fortunate to be in a position that we have a good relationship with the councilwoman where we're able to find, what we can do to help families.
Such a great program. Blue Cares has hosted the event since 1976 for those who can't afford gifts for the holidays. You can also help by donating toys to the cause.
And we want to keep this holiday spirit going. Okay, so now this is our live camera. It's out on Jones Avenue near the San Antonio Museum of Art. That mural right there was done by a local artist, Colton Valentine. He gave Santa a San Antonio twist. You see it right there. You see what he's holding? What's he holding?
It's Big Red.
There you go. And you also see the reindeers there flying over the San Antonio skyline. Really, really cute, cool mural. And you could see his sign right there, Colton Valentine.
Yeah, uniquely San Antonio Santa.
Yes.
San Antonio Santa. Love it with the skyline in the background. Even makes it even better.
Yeah, absolutely.
It doesn't feel like December outside. We know that. And when you plan ahead to tomorrow, the weekend, and even early next week, think in your mind April weather, not December weather. April weather, but a cold front is on the horizon that will change everything. So let's take a look at our temperature trend. Low 80s again tomorrow. Today we hit 81 degrees. We were 3 degrees shy of the record. Tomorrow, pretty much the same, 81 degrees. We'll be right around 80, give or take a bit, through the weekend and even Monday and Tuesday. It's Tuesday evening we're expecting a cold front, and that should drop our temperatures back into the 60s for highs, which is closer to average for this time of year. 67 by Wednesday, Thursday, a high temperature around 62. So noticeable changes on the way with that cold front. And let's talk about rain and, of course, lack thereof. You look at the latest drought monitor, just fine along the Gulf coastline and parts of the coastal plain. But you get around northern Bexar County, Kendall County, Comal County. This is really the worst part of Texas when it comes to drought right now. You look at the big picture, and it's right around the San Antonio metro area where we have the exceptional drought, the worst category. And really not much of the state is even experiencing that kind of drought right now. Taking a look at the big picture, upper level high, big blue H still over the Gulf of Mexico, influencing our weather, really deflecting disturbances away from us, like this little swirl we have right here moving through Nebraska. It's got some moisture with it, causing some rain and snow, but that's being pushed away from us. There is a big upper level system that's dropping into the west coast. Already widespread higher elevation snow and lower elevation rain with this dip in the upper level flow. That's only going to get bigger as we go into the weekend, and that's going to help shift our weather pattern and our conditions. Notice this upper level pattern, big cutoff upper level low pressure system. Beautiful 500 millibar low, honestly, as we get into next week. Moving into the midsection of the country should be just enough to kick a cold front through that we talked about. That'll be reducing our temperatures by Wednesday and giving us some crisp, cool mornings again and resetting us back to December conditions. As for rain chances, those can be really good for rain. This one isn't going to be for us. I do want to point out, late Saturday, early Sunday, can't rule out a thunderstorm or two, 20%. And then on Tuesday with the cold front, 20% chance of a shower or two. So unfortunately not looking very good in the rain department. I want to show you our future cast because the low clouds are already filling in. Some visibility is already reduced out there. I anticipate fog again for the morning commute, maybe even a few sprinkles dotting the landscape, and of course some areas of drizzle. And then by the noon hour we'll have some sunshine, and just like the past couple of days, morning low clouds and fog leading to afternoon sun. Here's a KSAT 12-hour forecast. 7 a.m. fog and drizzle, 67 degrees. By noon we'll have some sunshine at 76, and then the afternoon, just like today, partly cloudy, 81 the high temperature, a south-southeasterly wind at about 5 to 15 miles per hour. Hill country, a few degrees less, 75 Los Maples, Kerrville 73, Comfort 75. Meanwhile, you get to Pleasanton, 82 the high temperature, and it's going to be pretty much exactly the same every day all the way into early next week until that cold front hits, which will also sweep away the humidity by Wednesday. Back to a December-like feel.
All right.
That sounds really good.
Somebody said seasonal. I don't remember who said that, but somebody said it's more seasonal.
Yeah. Oh, boy. All right. So we're on Griner Watch. We continue to be on Griner Watch. And Pop had something to say about this tonight.
He did tonight. He did it before the Spurs played their game against the Houston Rockets. And we'll have that for you when we come back. Also, when we come back here, ending the streak was very important. But the last team he wanted to beat, the Houston Rockets, if you're into this thing, for the #1 overall pick. When we come back, more about that game, all the highlights from 4A, and what Pop has to say about Brittney's release coming up. The two teams at the bottom of the Western Conference duke it out at the AT&T Center as the Spurs are hosting the Rockets. San Antonio trying to avoid their 12th consecutive loss. Spurs pushing the pace. Romeo Langford to Keldon Johnson on the far sideline. Gets into the lane and slams it down for a 1-point lead. Later in the first, Isaiah Roby grabs the rebound, dishes to Johnson for the monster slam. But the Spurs trail by 5 going into the second. Trey Jones attacking the rim as well. Back-to-back buckets pulls the Spurs within 1. Johnson knocks down the corner 3. He had 19 first-half points, but the Spurs are still down by 3 at halftime. It was a threesta in the third for the Spurs. Trey Jones from the 3 from the left wing is good. Keldon knocks down this 3 from the right side. Next time down court, Malachi Branham drains this one. Then Keldon from the near corner for the 3. Spurs knock down 4 consecutive threes, all for the part of a 14-2 Spurs run to take a 5-point lead. The lead would grow to 14 when Doug McDermott rains down a pair of threes. Spurs lead 90-77 after 3. Josh Richardson back from an injury shows no signs of rust. He drains his third 3 of the game to push the Spurs lead to 20. Spurs have 7 players in double figures. Keldon led the way with 32. Snapped their 11-game losing streak. Spurs win it 118-109.
You know, it feels good to be back in the win column for sure. I don't think any of us has lost that many games in a row. You know, you got to stay positive, continue to push forward every single day, continue to watch film, get better. Just keep controlling what we could control. We'd be able to, get out of the slump sooner or later.
All right, next up, road trip to Miami. That's on Saturday, early tip time, 4 p.m. Earlier in the newscast, you heard about prisoner exchange between the United States and Russia that is bringing former Baylor, now WNBA star Brittney Griner back home. Before tonight's game, Spurs head coach Greg Popovich was asked about bringing Brittney home.
It's joyful news for a whole lot of reasons. I guess she's coming to San Antonio from what I've seen in the media to get checked out, but it's wonderful in so many different ways. And then, at the same time, as she even said, it's still evident that there's a lot of work to be done to bring a lot more people home.
All right, the countdown to the 30th anniversary of the Valero Alamo Bowl has begun now that the two teams have been selected to compete on the December 29th game in the Alamo Dome. Number 20 Texas going against number 12 Washington. Today, the head coaches met for the first time since Selection Sunday. Steve Sarkisian for the Longhorns and Kalen DeBoer for the Huskies, holding a press conference this morning at Sonterra Country Club here in San Antonio. Sark is in his second season at UT with an 8-4 regular season after finishing 5-7 last year. DeBoer is in his first season after turning the Huskies around from a 4-8 finish last season to 10-2 this year.
That strength of the team, that it's in there, and we know we're gonna have to bring our best to find a way to meet the challenge that's presented by UT here.
Got to be prepared to make sure you're playing 4 quarters and score collectively against them because they can do it at a high level.
All right, the 30th anniversary of the Valero Alamo Bowl will be played on Thursday, December the 29th in the Alamo Dome at 8 p.m. Waiting to hear what Cowboy star defensive player Micah Parsons has to say about recruiting OBJ. Next.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
As the Dallas Cowboys prepare for their in-state rivals, Houston, Texas, at home this Sunday afternoon, the topic of conversation still strays for the recruiting of free agent wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. Defensive star Micah Parsons was one of the players who joined OBJ at the Mavs game while he was in town, along with Trayvon Diggs. Even though there are reports that some of the management and players have cooled on signing OBJ since he won't be able to return before mid or late January since that ACL surgery has not progressed as much as they'd liked it to, still Parsons was asked about the recruiting process.
There's so much you could say to a guy like that he already don't know. This ain't college. Like, I ain't feeding him saying you're gonna get the best education. I'm pretty sure he knows who he got here. I'm pretty sure he know what he got here. So it's more just we wanted to make him feel at home.
All right, kick-off between the Cowboys Texas slated for noon Sunday. KSAT 12 Sports will be there. Good luck to the University of the Incarnate, where Cardinals will face number 2 seed Sacramento State in the FCS quarterfinals tomorrow night at Hornet Stadium in Sacramento. The Cardinals have every intention of handing the Hornets their first and only loss of the season after they're going 12-0 to get to this point. Cardinals quarterback Lindsey Scott Jr. comes into this game with 55 touchdowns, 4,156 yards in the air, and coming off a 41-38 victory against Furman that included the game-winning touchdown.
Seeing RG3 tweet about it, Johnny Manziel's tweeting about it, and he's a special player. I wish he got invited to the Heisman because I think he deserves that. I just hope that, he wins the Walter Payton because he deserves it.
All right, the Walter Payton Award is given out to the best offensive player in all of college football. He's invited to the finals ceremony.
Let's hope he wins.
We do.
Yeah. Thanks, Greg.
And we'll be right back after this.